was a time where I wanted to learn how to play the guitar. I think 2 years ago I wanted to start a blog. I once wanted to take up running, and I think there was even a time where I wanted to write a book. Obviously I started all of those things. Okay, no, really, I didn't do them. In fact, they just stayed as ideas in my head. But last year I did have the idea to start a passion project with YouTube, and the fact that you're even watching this video is proof that I actually got started. Hey friends, I'm Actor, a dentist living in the UK, and on this channel we explore the ways that we can protect our happiness and our well-being through self-care. So I'm somebody who gets ideas all of the time, but very few of those ideas actually materialise, and eventually they just slip away into thin air. However, with this YouTube channel, I think I had the idea in the middle of last year, and I started pretty much straight away. Even though I'm still a newbie YouTuber and I'm still technically in the process of getting started, I just think that it's been amazing learning not only how to edit and film videos, but I've learned so much about the process of actually getting started, and that's what I'm going to share in today's video. I'm somebody who loves planning, I love organisation, and I love buying a planner, writing goals and to-do lists. But in Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks about being in action versus being in motion. So when you're in motion, you're in the planning stages and you're basically getting prepared for action. So this could be, for example, writing out a list of content ideas. It could be researching exercises that you can do at the gym. It could be coming up with brand names or brand ideas for a business that you want to start. And all of those things are really helpful, but they never actually produce a result. Whereas when you're in action, you're actually delivering on an outcome. So for example, you're filming and putting out YouTube videos, you're actually going to the gym to do the exercises, or you're designing a product that you're able to sell for your business. So even though both being in action and being in motion are important, the book explains that sometimes we find ourselves stuck in motion as a way to feel like we're progressing with things without actually running that risk of failure. So this definitely rung so true for me in the past, because I used to plan so much, but I think it was actually holding me back, and it was making me feel productive even though I wasn't being productive at all. I was never delivering on any outcomes, I was just getting prepared for an outcome. Whereas now with YouTube, of course I'm still in motion in the sense that I'm coming up with video ideas and things like that, but the actual act of filming and editing means that I now have something to show for my time and my effort, and that's been really rewarding. So I feel like this process of just getting started has really taught me about the behaviours that I used to have in the past, and it's really encouraged me to be in action a lot more. I used to think perfectionism was a good thing, but I've really learned over time that it does really hold you back. There's a really good quote by Brene Brown about perfectionism. It's a shield. It's a 20-ton shield that we lug around thinking it will protect us, when in fact it's the thing that's really preventing us from flight. So when I get so stuck in the planning stages of things rather than being in action, it's usually because I'm trying too hard to make things perfect. So with YouTube, I could have spent so much time researching about YouTube gear, how to film videos, how to edit videos, but instead I just got stuck in. Because this is the way that I approach things, it took the pressure off being perfect, because I knew that there was so much that I didn't know about YouTube and making videos. I could be a lot more messier with my approach, knowing that I would have to learn things along the way. Whereas I think if I overplanned for things and just delayed getting started, it would just add to that pressure that things had to be really good from the get-go. One of the unhealthy aspects of my problem of perfectionism was that I was so focused on the outcome. So I was really into education, which is amazing, but I was so obsessed with getting straight A stars that it was more important than the content that I was actually learning. And I think it is really easy to get obsessed with coming first. Like in sports, we tend to focus on the winner, then who came second or third. But that mentality that you have to be the best at something in order to do it is really unhealthy. Whatever level you're at with something, it doesn't really define how much you can grow. You can grow if you're the worst at something, and you can grow even if you're at the best of something. You don't have to be the master of a craft in order to do it. I can just really learn, grow and explore by making YouTube videos without a single person having to even watch them. So again, James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, wrote about this in one of his articles. He wrote, "You'll learn more from the process of pursuing excellence than from the product of achieving it." And I think this is really important, because things might not turn out the way that you want it to be. So even if you started a business and it ended up failing, you would have still learned so much from starting that business off in the first place, and you could probably use that knowledge and experience for other businesses. I have no idea what the end goal is or what the end result could even be. I'm just trying to enjoy the process. Whenever people say to me, oh, tell me about yourself, usually the first thing I'll say is I'm a dentist. And I think that's so common. I think most of us do define ourselves by our routines and our careers. But when you start something new, inevitably you learn so much more about yourself and it becomes really exciting. I've learned that I really enjoy the creative process and that I love having a creative workflow. I've learned how to be more confident and how to put myself out there, even with videos of me with no makeup on. And I've also learned things like what issues actually really affect me enough for me to make a video about them. So this whole experience of getting started has been such a great form of self-exploration. I've really enjoyed seeing other sides of me that I didn't know actually existed. I've never really put them to use before. So getting started is a really nice way to not only challenge yourself, but also to challenge who you are.
And then today I just stopped and I said, what if I don't want to be a shoe? What if I want to be a purse?
That you are so hard to find.
So here's the thing, I consume a lot of content about self-improvement, so either in the form of books, audiobooks, podcasts, and YouTube videos. And that sort of content can become really addictive and it can become a way of feeling like you're bettering yourself without actually having to do it. It just becomes really passive. So getting started has taught me that I can actually use all of that body of information that I've consumed in the past and use it for something. And it gives me a sense of power and control over my time, that I'm choosing what to do with my time. I'm taking responsibility for my time. I'm not just passively waiting for things to happen. I'm now 3 months into YouTube and I still get that feeling of, wow, I can't believe I'm actually doing this.
I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did this.
It sometimes really freaks me out, but it also gives me so much belief in myself that I can actually just get started with anything. So now when I consume content, I'm much more aware of the fact that it's not just about consuming the content, it's about doing something with it. It's taught me that I have to take that responsibility over my life and I can't rely on other people or other content to do anything for me. I have to actually use it for myself. I had a random crazy idea to start a channel last year and I still can't believe I've done it, but it's given me so many personal benefits and it's also been a way for me to interact with like-minded people on the internet, and that's been amazing. So if you have a business that you want to start or a passion project or even a hobby, then just get started. If you've enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out my video on how I built the confidence to start on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video.
That you are so hard.